No, you gotta stay. My name's Stephen Jones. Glad to be here. Glad everybody's here. Here we go. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you and welcome you to the graduation of BMW Step Class 32. My name is Stephen Jones, and I'm speaking on behalf of a program that has given all of the students in this class not a job, but a career. BMW Step, as you know, is one of the top manufacturing training programs in the world and has produced some of the best technicians in the country. I, along with everyone else, are proud to be a part of this and hope to take our training to the next level. First and foremost, trying to hold it together. First and foremost, I want to thank all of the people, parents, siblings, and anyone else who gave your student the opportunity to succeed in life and partake in this program. I, along with the others sitting in this room, are so blessed to have family like all of you who have stuck by and supported us vocally, spiritually, and most of all, financially. I don't know how all of us got to this point, but I want to congratulate all of my classmates for taking the next step in their journey of life to make themselves and all of the people around them a better future. All of us are so lucky to have been chosen and given the opportunity to succeed in such a program. I know that there have been struggles, tough times, and a lot of heartache as we have worked to get through this program, let alone making it to the end of some of the hardest training I've ever been through in my life. Everyone in this class has set up many nights with reading assignments, homeworks we didn't think we were going to finish, and tests that you could study weeks for and not know the answer. We have had to almost learn the German language as we progressed through the program just so we could figure out what was going on. We have spent lots of time just trying to figure out when, where, why, and what were these German engineers thinking about when they created those awesome vehicles. We have been trained on some of the most technologically advanced vehicles on the planet, and I'm proud to say that I'm a part of this now. I want you to look around this room and take a glance at the up-and-coming best technicians in the country. As I went through UTI, I knew that BMW Step is where I wanted to go more than anything in the world. I worked many of dead-end jobs. Before I realized that working on cars was not just a job, it was a passion that has been in my blood since the day I was born. From the time I could crawl, I would tear things apart just to see what was inside, and that carried out until I was able to fix them. I think that could go for most of the class in this room and just about all technicians everywhere. My mom was a lot happier person when the things I broke, tore up, or crashed, I'm now able to fix. I look back at all the things that I went through to push me to go to school, and now I'm done. It was all worth it. This past year and a half, going through UTI, then on to BMW Step, was some of the greatest experiences I've ever been through. I've met many new people, some good, some bad, and some that you look at and tell yourself, Lord, thank you for making me who I am. When I was accepted the step, I was hoping that I would be placed in Florida, just because, as you can tell, I am a little out of place in the Northeast. After being in New Jersey for several weeks, I realized that this is where I was meant to be. Being up here at the BMW headquarters is a privilege in itself, let alone being with the notorious Dr. Diesel, Jan Kruger, Mr. David Rice, Mr. Texas, Johnny Thomas, and last but not least, Mr. Don DiLiberto. We couldn't have asked for any better training, life lessons, and companionship. I want to thank all of the instructors for giving us their point of views, future tips, and a lifelong friendship that will never be broken. I'm sure all of us will never forget Mr. Kruger and his German in your face. What does it do? How does it work? Or, I will slap you in the head if you say that again. Way of getting a point across. Mr. Kruger told us when we arrived that we were in the real world now, and that everything that you do, you are responsible for. The first couple of weeks in Mr. Kruger's class, he had me so scared he was going to kick all of us out that I think I wet my pants a little. He would tell us that there is no more pat on the back for doing the right thing. That is what is expected of us now. He would tell us that we are not kids anymore, and just because we tried hard didn't mean we were doing a good job. Mr. Kruger would say, there is no more good job, little Johnny. We will always remember and love you, Mr. Kruger. Mr. Rice is one of the most eccentric people I've ever been around in my life. If it's a sound or an action that will help you understand the concept, you better believe that he will make something up that you will never forget. If you don't know Mr. Rice, you are missing out on one of the coolest men that you could ever be around. Mr. Rice is a very likable, funny, spontaneous, crazy guy who I wish I would get to spend more time with, just because I know that there is not a dull moment to be had. That being said, Mr. Rice is one of the smartest guys I know. He has given many lectures and demonstrations without even cracking a book. He has more knowledge of BMW than I can ever think to remember. You're the man, Mr. Rice. Mr. Thomas is a Southern boy at heart, and that will never change. It doesn't matter what he is teaching, I will guarantee that it will always lead back to eating, cooking, or when I was a little boy story. Mr. Thomas has his little hand gestures, one to listen up and get our attention, and the other one where he pats himself in the mouth to keep him from saying what's on his mind. If I ever don't know what to cook, eat, or grill out, I will be sure to give you a call, Mr. Thomas. Mr. DiLiberto is a hometown Jersey boy who has a passion for teaching and caring for his students. I just want to thank Mr. D for not killing us those days we spent arguing over tests. Mr. D told us he had to carry around boxing gloves when we had a class because we were some of the most hard-headed kids you could ever have. Thanks, Mr. D. We have had some good times while we were in training. Frying computers, gas spills, arguments, breaking bolts off in blocks of brand new cars, New York City trips, Six Flag trips, doing homework on Instant Messenger, speeding tickets, 21st birthday parties, living with crazy people, picking on Uncle Frankie, falling downstairs, grocery cart incidents, making up funny little songs that help pass the time, and the list goes on and on. We have been given many nicknames while we were here by the instructors, such as Banjo, Slow-Mo, Sloppy Joe, Luigi, Jebediah, Cowboy, Jackie Chan, Fredo, Bo Derek, or John Andre, Ninja, and Uncle Frankie. Sorry, Mario, but the only thing that crosses my mind was you complaining about not being the black guy. After spending 24 long weeks in New Jersey, I can say that all of my hurdles that each one of us have had to jump are going to be just speed bumps in a long and lasting career in the automotive world of BMW. I am so proud to be standing among all of the classmates. Let me rephrase that. All of my brothers in this room who have been there for each other, whether high or low, we pulled through it, and we can now say that we are the best of the best. As we have spent every day together and have become some sort of a family, I've realized that life is not about how much money you make, who has what, or how popular you are. Life is about caring, loving, and having compassion for your fellow human beings. To all my new brothers, I wish you all well and hope to run into you along the way. As I've gone through STEP, I've spent a lot of time reading quotes, sayings, and have had many inspirational talks with my family, friends, and instructors. Some of them have been good talks, and some of them have been talks that make you start walking the straight and narrow, but we won't get into that. As I've progressed through STEP, there have been a couple of quotes that have stuck with me, and I want to pass those on to my classmates. This one is about attitude. The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude, to me, is more important than facts. It is more important than the past, the education, the money, than circumstances, than failure, than successes, than what other people think or say or do. It is more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill. It will make or break a company, a church, a home. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change our past, thank God. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitudes. As I end this speech, I have one short quote that has made me realize that no matter what people say to drag you down, you will always be the defining factor in what happens to your life. This one is about a simple word called yes. All your life you were told the things you cannot do. All your life they will say you're not good enough or strong enough or talented enough. They will say you're the wrong height or the wrong weight or the wrong type to play this or be this or achieve this. They will tell you no, 1,000 times no, until all of the no's become meaningless. All your life they will tell you no, quite firmly and very quickly, and you will tell them yes. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the ceremony.